Kumusta na kayo mga ABM students? Chapter 4 na tayo ng ABM 2. Yan, pero hahatiin ko to kasi medyo mahaba rin. Kasi nililimit ko lang lagi yung aking videos mula hanggang 20 minutes. Kasi baka pag lumagpas doon, medyo mainip na kayo sa panonood. So, itong chapter 4 ang statement of cash flows. Ayan, patuloy lang kayong manood at pakishare naman sa mga classmates nyo para meron din silang reviewer during o kaya kung malapit na ang exam, at least meron silang alam sa exam. Ayan, maraming salamat, kaya pag-aralan natin. Class, dito na tayo sa ABM 2, Chapter 4, Statement of Cash Flows. Bale, ito class yung pang-apat na complete set of financial statements. So, sabi dyan, provide information on the sources and utilization of cash during the period. So, sa madaling salita, yung information na naibibigay ng statement of cash flows, siyempre yung cash inflows, yung pumapasok, which is your collections, and then yung cash outflows, kumbaga ito yung mga binabayaran mo, ay mga binibili mo, na siyempre babayaran mo during the period. When we say during the period, isang taong transaction regarding our cash. Yan, naintindihan ba class? So next, ito naman yung presentation of statement of cash flows. Sabi dyan, cash inflows and outflows are presented in the statement of cash flows according to what activities they have been generated or utilized. These are activities are as follows. So, sa statements, ipinapakita kung anong mga activities yung kumaga yung breakdown ng ating statements. Ayan, makikita dyan yung operating activities, ano-ano yung mga kasama doon, investing activities, ano-ano yung kasama doon, then financing activities, kung ano-ano yung mga kasama doon. So, tignan natin kung ano yung mga detalye dito sa mga activities na ito. So, unahin natin yung operating activities. Sabi dyan, cash flows from operating activities primarily result from transaction that affect income and expense. So, example, yan. So, tandaan natin, apektado yung income, yung pumapasok sa ating pera, then yung expenses, yung lumalabas. Sabi dyan, una, cash receipts from the sale of goods and the rendering of services. So, ano ba yung nakukolekta mo na pinagbentahan mo ng mga paninda mo, o kaya kung ang business mo ay service type of business, kung ano yung mga nare-receive mo. Siyempre, cash payments, di ba? Then, ay cash receipts. Then, cash receipts from interest income. So, yun nga, halimbawa, meron kang mga pinautang. So, nag-earn yun ng interest. So, tatanggapin mo yung part ng interest income. Ayan, dun sa pinautang mo. Then, pangatlo, cash payment for purchase of inventory. So, syempre, bumili ka ng mga inventory mo, yung supplies mo na kailangan mo pa sa ibebenta mo o pag mamanufacture mo ng goods. So, yon. Then, cash payment for expenses. Yan, mga binayaran mo, kung ano yung mga pinagbibili mo. Siyempre, cash payment palabas. Cash receipt papasok. So, ito yung mga example ng operating activities na kasama dun sa statements. Pag ipe-present mo na yung cash flow statements under operating activities. Ngayon naman, dito tayo sa investing activities. So, cash flows from investing activities primarily result from acquisition and disposal of long-term asset and other investments like property, plant, and equipment. So, sa cash flows under investing activities, ang makikita natin dyan ay yung, halimbawa, bumili ka ng mga makina, mga equipment na kailangan mo sa pagpo-produce ng produkto, maging mga office equipment. Kasi mga ano yan long-term asset belongs to the property, plant, and equipment. Ayan. Tapos, ito yung mga example. Sabi diyan, cash payments for the acquisition of property, plant, and equipment. Yon kapag bumili ka nga, siyempre may binayaran ka, nilabas mo yung pera. Then, cash receipt from sale of property, plant, and equipment. So, binenta mo na yung mga equipment, yung property mo. Let's say, sabihin natin, yung equipment ay medyo luma na, hindi na gaano na papakinabangan. So, binenta mo na lang. Then, nakatanggap ka ng payment dun sa pagbenta ng equipment. So, yan yung under ng investing activities. Dito naman sa financing activities, sabi dyan, cash flows from financing activities primarily result from transaction with the owner and from borrowings. So, sa financing activity, syempre, kapag kailangan ng pera for additional investment, additional capital, yung owner ang magpipinance nun. Syempre, baka gustong pang palaguin yung business, syempre, kulang ng pan, so yung owner ang magpo-produce nun, magpo-provide, o kaya mangungutang sa mga sa bangko, sa mga lending institution, yun naman yung mga borrowings. So, example niyan ay cash receipts from investment of the owner to the business. So, yung owner nag-invest sa kanyang business. Then, yung pangalawa, cash payment on drawing by owner. Kasama rin dito yung kapag nag-withdraw ang may-ari for personal use, tinatawag yun na drawings. So, kukuha siya dun sa company, sa cashier ng company. Yun nga, kukuha siya for personal use. O kaya, cash receipts from loans. So, nakatanggap ka ng pera mula sa loans na inutang mo sa bangko, sa mga lending institution para idagdag sa iyong business. Then, cash payment on repayment of loans. So, kapag nagbayad ka na ng utang mo, dito rin yung kasama din siya sa statement na to sa financing activities kapag binayaran mo na yung loan mo sa bangko, sa lending institution. Then may note dito, sabi diyan, only those transactions that affect cash are included in the statement of cash flows. Transactions that do not affect cash are excluded from the statement of cash flows. So class dito, purely cash lang yung affected. Cash na natanggap mo as your collection, then cash na binayad mo as your payment to supplier, yan mga yan, sa mga payments sa expenses, yan, basta cash lang, ha? Cash lang ang affected, walang ibang accounts, kundi yung cash, yan. Then, sabi niya, reporting cash flows from operating activities. So, sa operating activities, meron dalawang method. Sabi diyan, cash flows from operating activities may be presented using either direct method or indirect method. So, meron dalawang method para computein yung ating cash flows from operating activities. Yan, tingnan natin. Sa direct method muna. The direct method shows its major class of gross cash receipts and gross cash payment. So, yung direct method, pinapakita dyan, magkano ba yung ating binayad? O magkano ba yung ating natanggap? Yan. So, example, cash flows from operating activities. Actually, ito na yung formula ng cash flows from operating activities under direct method. So, yan. So, ito yung mga kasama doon. Sabi diyan, cash receipts from the sale of goods. So, yung natanggap mo raw na collection mo sa pagbebenta mo ng mga paninda mo. Then, cash payment for purchase of inventory. So, ibabawas mo yon. Kasi, nagbayad ka, bumili ka ng mga paninda mo o yung inventory. So, nagbayad ka para naman sa mga salaries, expense, o salaries ng mga employees mo. Nagbayad ka rin para sa utilities expense. Ano ba yung utilities expense? Yan yung mga kuryente, yung tubig, yung telepono, yan. Yan, babayaran mo yung mga yan. Then, cash payment for interest expense. Siyempre, nangutang ka, or sa supplier mo, nangutang ka ng with interest. Mga short term lang to. Ayan, ileles mo rin doon. Ayan. So, ang result, net cash from operating activities. Next, sa indirect method naman, to compute for cash flows from operating activities. Sabi dyan, the indirect method adjusts accrual basis profit or loss for the effect of changes in operating asset and liabilities and effects of non-cash items. So, sa indirect, ina-adjust yung accrual basis profit mo. Halimbawa, ano ba yung mga changes sa yung mga activities sa profit, di ba? So, sa depreciation, sa non-cash items, yan. Example, cash flows from operating activities. Ito yung formula na. Yan. Sabi diyan, profit or loss. Yan. Then, non-cash item. Ano ba yung mga non-cash items? Nandiyan ang depreciation. Ang depreciation kasi, ito yung value na kung saan yung mga equipment mo, nagde-depreciate yung kanyang, o kaya naluluma yung value ng equipment mo. Yan. Yan yon, depreciation expense. May computation sa depreciation expense. Then, gain on sale of equipment. Ayan. Kung kumita ka, minus siya. Minus ang result. Kapag loss, add. Ayan. Parang baliktad, di ba? So, mamaya tingnan natin yan kung bakit gano'n. Ayan. Then, total. Total nung profit and loss mo. Then, i-add mo yung depreciation, ileless mo kung may gain on sale of equipment, pero kung loss on sale of equipment, ano yan, add. So, ayan yung total, yan. Then, ito naman yung mga changes in operating asset and liabilities. So, mga changes sa asset and liabilities. So, increase in accounts receivable. Sabi dyan, nadagdagan daw yung account receivable mo. Pero ang result dito, negative. Ibabawas mo yan. Decrease in inventory. Bumaba daw ang inventory mo. So, i-add mo naman yon. Parang ano lang, backtrack. Parang backtrack computation to eh. Then, decrease in prepaid asset. Increase in prepaid asset. Ileless mo. So, sa asset, mapapansin nyo, pag increase, ibabawas. Katulad yan. Pag decrease, idadagdag. Yan, di ba? Pansinin nyo yan ha. Pag nag-increase sa asset, ibabawas. Pag nag-decrease, i-add. Kasi account receivable, inventory, tsaka prepaid, asset yan. Dito naman tayo sa liabilities. Ito naman, pag nag-increase in accounts payable, idadagdag. Pag nag-decrease naman, ibabawas. Baliktad sila ng asset, di ba? So, huwag niyong kalilimutan yan. Baka kasi malito kayo rito. Kapag increase in asset, ibabawas. Kapag decrease, idadagdag. Sa liabilities naman, pag nag-increase sa liabilities, idadagdag. Pag nag-decrease, ibabawas. Yan. Then, ito na yung net cash from operating activities. Yan. So, yan sa indirect method. Next, guidelines sa indirect method. Ito yung guidelines. Sabi dyan, non-cash item. Non-cash expenses. Ano ba yung mga non-cash expenses? Ayan, depreciation expense is added to accrual basis profit because depreciation decrease accrual basis profit but does not affect cash. So, hindi na apektuhan ng cash So, i-add mo siya dun sa formula. Ayan Yan, naintindihan ba? Yan. I-master yan. Depreciation is added to accrual basis profit because depreciation decrease accrual basis profit but does not affect cash. So, hindi na apektuhan ng cash sa depreciation. Sa losses naman, loss on sale of property, plant, and equipment are added to accrual basis profit because losses on sale of PPE or property, plant, and equipment decrease accrual basis profit but they pertain to investing activities. Ayan. Pag loss on sale of property, ina-add siya pero dun siya sa portion ng investing activities. Yan. Naintindihan ba, class? So, basa-basahin nyo lang din at intindihin. Yan. Sa non-cash income naman, kanina non-cash expense. Dito naman sa non-cash income, sabi dyan, gain on sale of property, plant, and equipment are deducted from accrual basis because gains on sale of property increase accrual basis profit but they pertain to investing activities. Ayan, syempre kapag kanina sa expense, di ba, nagdi-decrease. Di ba, kasi loss yun eh. Dito naman, yung gains, nag-i-increase sa accrual basis kasi, ano yan eh, kumita ka eh, di ba? Gains eh. Gain on sale of property, plant, and equipment. So, mag-i-increase yung accrual basis profit mo. But they pertain to investing activities. Pangalawa, increase in operating current asset such as trade, account receivable, and trade note receivable, inventory, and prepaid asset are deducted from accrual basis profit. So, ito yung sinasabi nating class na with regard sa asset, kapag nag-increase siya, ibabawas siya. Diba? Ayan o, deducted. Deducted sa statement na yon dun sa formula. Tapos, kapag nag-decrease naman, ibabawas. Ay, deducted. Pag nag-decrease naman, i-add. Kasi in operating current assets such as trade, account receivable, and trade notes receivable, inventory, prepaid asset, are added from accrual basis profit. So, tandaan nyo class, kapag sa asset or current asset, kapag nag-increase sa account receivable, sa trade note receivable, sa inventory, sa prepaid asset, dinideduct siya dun sa computation. Then, kapag nag-decrease ang operating current asset sa trade account receivable and trade notes receivable, inventory, and prepaid asset, dinadagdag naman siya dun sa statements. Kaya naman masasabi nating nag-decrease, nag-increase, may ano siya, may comparison. Halimbawa, itong taon na to, kinumpare dun sa last year financial statement. Halimbawa, sa account receivable, yung 2019 balance ay 50,000. Pagdating sa 2019 balance, naging 80,000. So, ibig sabihin, nag-increase. Di ba? So, ibabawas mo yon. Ngayon, kung kabaliktaran, idadagdag mo naman. Yan. So, mamaya meron tayong mga example dyan. Yan. Then, increase in sa liabilities naman, increase in operating current liabilities such as trade accounts payable and trade notes payable, accrued expenses, and earned income are added from accrual basis profit. So, sa current liabilities, kapag nag-increase yung value niya from this last year to this year, nag-increase this year, so ibig sabihin nun, i-add mo siya sa statement. Kapag nag-decrease naman, ibabawas mo sa statement. Naintindihan ba, class? Yan. Then, reporting cash flows from investing and financing activities. So, nauna na natin yung sa operating activities. Ngayon naman, investing activities and financing activities. Cash flows and outflows from investing activities and financing activities are reported on the basis of major classes of gross cash receipt and gross cash payment, similar to the direct method of presenting cash flows from operating activities. So, sinasabi dyan, class, sa investing activities saka financing activities, yung computation nila ng yung computation pareho lang daw ng sa operating activities sa direct method nito. So, yung direct method ng operating activities, pareho lang ang computation doon sa investing activities saka sa financing activities. So, naiiba lang doon sa indirect method ng operating activities. Pero, kapag direct method, pareho ang operating activities, investing activities, financing activities, ano lang, kumbaga yung computation nila, pareho lang. Halos pareho lang. Pero kapag indirect activities, yung operating activities, naiiba. Naiiba yung kanyang computation. Makikita natin din yung non-cash items of expenses, non-cash items ng income. At saka yung changes sa asset and liabilities. So, yun ang pinagkaiba ng indirect method sa direct method. Ayan. Meron tayong illustration dito. So, sabi dyan, illustration 1, statement of cash flows. Ayan. Sabi dyan, ABM Company's cash balance on January 1, 2019 was 20,000. The following were the transactions that affected cash during the period. So, ito yung transaction during the period or during the year. Ayan. Una, collection from customers for the sale of goods. Nakakolekta ang company sa customer niya worth 580,000 sa kanyang mga paninda. Nakatanggap din siya ng loan obtained from bank. So, ayan. 180,000 umutang siya. So, naka-receive din siya ng additional investment by owner. So, nag-additional investment ang owner, 20,000. Ngayon, ito yung mga payments. Sabi diyan, payment to suppliers for the purchase of inventory, 120,000. Payments for employee salaries, 140,000. Payments for rent expense, 70,000. Payments for utilities expense, 20,000. Payments for the acquisition of equipment, 200,000. Then, cash disbursement or payments for drawings by the owner. So, nag-withdraw ng pera yung owner for personal use. Ngayon, ito yung gagawin natin, requirement. Prepare the statement of cash flows. Use the direct method of presenting cash flows from operating activities. O, kas, ito yung solution natin dun sa illustration number 1. So, ABM Company, Statement of Cash Flows for the period ended December 31, 2019. So, direct method to, class, ha. So, kapag direct method, ganito yung format ng operating activities. Kapag indirect method, ang format ng operating activities, yung meron makikitaan natin ng non-cash items of expenses, non-cash items ng income. So, yan. So, ito ay direct method. So, cash flows from operating activities. Cash receipts from sale of goods. So, tandaan nyo yun, merong collection sa ating mga naibenta for the year, 580,000 pesos. Meron tayong mga binayaran o binili. Purchase of inventory. Ayan, 100,000 pesos minus. Then, binayaran natin yung salaries ng employees, 140,000 minus. At nagbayad tayo ng renta, 70,000 minus. Then, cash paid for utilities expense, 20,000 minus. So, yung net cash from operating expense, iles natin doon sa 580 lahat ng ating mga binayaran. So, ang natira na lang is 230,000 pesos. Then, under cash flows from investing activities, binayaran natin yung pagbili natin ng equipment worth 200,000 yon. Ngayon, net cash from investing activities, 200,000 negative. Kasi binayaran natin siya, palabas ang pera. Tapos sa cash flows from financing activities, merong pumasok na pera, cash proceed from loan borrowed, 180,000. Di ba nangutang? Ayan, so pumasok yung ating inutang na pera, dinagdag natin sa ating puhunan. Then, cash proceed from investment by owner. So, nagdagdag pa rin ng investment yung owner worth 20,000 pesos. Pero meron namang withdrawal yung owner na 60,000 binayaran natin o ng company. Ayan, minus. So, net cash from financing activities, 140,000. Ngayon, yung increase in cash, i-add nyo lang itong 230 minus 200,000 plus 140. Ang total niya is 170,000. Ngayon, may sinasabi doon na cash beginning balance ay nung January 1, 2019, 20,000. So, cash ending balance December 31, 2019 is 190,000 pesos. Hey, hey.